I'm Pete Hegseth, and welcome to a special edition of Jesse Watters Primetime. You know, things used to be a little simpler back in the day, a lot simpler. You used to know what your kids were learning in school, even in sex ed.
Each of us is different from the day we're born. No two people are exactly alike. Some of those differences are inherited from our parents.
See? I said so.
Then at puberty, certain glands begin to work, and our bodies begin to change.
What's puberty?
Well, puberty? Well, puberty's a lot of things. Mainly, though, it's a time of change. For you, it means your bodies are changing from boys to men.
If sex was ever taught in the classroom, it was mostly clear-cut. Sure, Dad still had to sit you down and give you the good old birds and bees talk. But that was the point. Parents had control over their kids and their minds. The book of Proverbs lays it out plainly. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he's old, he will not depart from it. It's our job. But today, that biblical truth has been turned upside down because parents are being replaced by an agenda.
I told all my students that my pronouns are they, them, and that my honorific is mix.
I teach in an explicitly trans-affirming high school. We have gender support plans. We have a gender-affirming wardrobe at our school.
With my students being second graders, I had to make sure that my lesson was appropriate for that age group. I explained that it could be a boy that's a girl that's a boy, or someone who feels like neither. Now, why I felt okay sharing this was because they know that I identify as neither. I go by mix.
What's happening in the classrooms has become an assault on boys and girls, moms and dads, on families. The radical left has intentionally destroyed the innocence of kids by hypersexualizing them, confusing them on topics that are difficult enough for adults, let alone kids who are already otherwise confused and finding their way. Instead of learning wisdom and logic and phonics and history, kids in our government school system are learning that being white makes you the bad guy. Being cisgender, otherwise known as straight, is so last decade, just not cool anymore. And if you think there's an end to it, look at what our kids are getting on their phones.
Hi, I'm Cody. I primarily go by E, M, or Z pronouns, but I'm comfortable being referred to using any neo-pronouns that are not Z here.
Void self pronouns are neo-pronouns inspired by the word void. And they can be used by anyone, regardless of gender identity.
My name is Horace, and I'm a red-tailed hawk. I am in a human body, but my identity is still a hawk.
Sometimes I'm literally trans, and sometimes I'm literally not. Like, in my gender fluidity, like, it just is. Like, sometimes I'm trans and sometimes I'm not. I'm always non-binary.
Between schools and phones, our children are being brainwashed into believing that being rebellious or unique or interesting or different means changing your gender identity or using made-up pronouns. They're being sucked into a culture of grievance, where self-identity and victimhood takes the place of basic biological truths. If you're a teenage high school girl who's uncomfortable with a biological boy in your locker room, you could get mauled.
Two students arguing at Martin Luther King High School. It's unclear who started the fight, but the tall student is said to be trans. There's pushing and shoving, and eventually another student jumps in and fists fly. Adding fuel to the fire, rumors of the trans student's behavior.
And then he's also in the girls' locker room using girls' restrooms. He spit on my friends that are girls, females, and he shows his genitals in the locker room.
So you can either accept the critical gender theory groupthink of 15 minutes ago and follow the herd, or you become the outlier. And we're already seeing what this kind of culture does to our kids. We are reaping what the left has sown. Brand new tonight, a study by the CDC, this is the Center for Disease Control, says that 1 in 4 high schoolers identify as lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Almost 25% of American kids between the ages of 14 and 18. Let that soak in. 25% of high schoolers in America. It's a staggering number. That number has more than doubled since 2015, when it was just 11%. By the way, 2015 is when they even started asking the question. We saw the biggest spike come between 2020 and 2021, up 8% in those 2 years. Now, that same study shows that only 2.4% of these kids have had sexual contact with only the same sex. So the number of gay and lesbian students in America today probably hasn't changed much, but kids' views of their identity has changed in warp speed. Kids are being socially conditioned to think that there are any number of fluid genders. You heard it. It's being taught. And based on what the left is doing in our schools, this number will only go up from 25%. This is a social contagion, a civilizational crisis unleashed on our most precious gift, our innocent children. But this is the inevitable outcome of a 100-year progressive takeover, a topic we have tackled for 2 seasons on the Miseducation of America on Fox Nation. Activists slowly began to deconstruct and recruit more and more young people into believing the Christian views held by their parents were archaic and not fit for the modern industrial age. Ultimately, the most effective institution in destroying potential families is, unsurprisingly, responsible for planning the first steps toward America's sex education.
Planned Parenthood has been involved from day one with pushing the sexualized agenda into America's schools.
Hope you'll watch it. Simply put, over 100 years, this is what happens when we rip God out of our schools and put the God of the state and their science in charge of the schoolroom. Our kids become the experiments. We saw it with COVID, where kids were locked out of their classrooms for 2 years. It wasn't based on actual science, it was all about control. And the adults never considered or didn't care what it would do to our kids, like their mental health. That same CDC report we mentioned says that 1/3 of U.S. teen girls seriously considered attempting suicide in 2021. 1/3 of American teen girls. Meanwhile, the head of the teachers union, Randy Whiteguard, admitted this week that she advised the CDC on the science of school closures. Suggested ideas is what she said it was. The parents lost control, and that's something parents may never get back. Here's one parent on CNN, of all places, laying it out on Weingarten.
I think you'll find that most parents believe you were the tip of the spear of school closures. There are numerous statements you made over the summer of 20, scaring people to death about the possibility of opening schools. And I hear no remorse whatsoever about the generational damage that's been done to.
I spent a lot of time with parents, said that they basically understood and supported that we needed to do both. I'm really sorry.
You think parents
about your
wanted
kids.
to keep the kids?
Nobody
you
wanted
think
to.
Parents
Nobody wanted to
support
keep
you in
kids at
keeping
home.
So we can't say we're surprised when the National Education Association, the NEA, endorses Joe Biden for president. Well, they only endorse Democrats, always have, since 1976 when they bestowed their first endorsement on Jimmy Carter. Now, Carter turned around and gifted the unions a new Department of Education. In the decades that followed, the federalization of American education was complete. Then, in 2020, Biden completely handed the keys to the teachers' unions. And we saw what they did with it. Now, he's ready to do it again.
There's no such thing as someone else's child. No such thing as someone else's child. Our nation's children are all our children.
Joe's child. We saw how that worked out, by the way. So if you think 25% of high school kids identifying as gay, lesbian, and bisexual is a high number, well, that is just the beginning. Their goal, which they openly talk about, is to push radical gender and sexual curriculum into younger and younger grades. They won't stop until they reach pre-K. Joe Biden and his union member wife, Jill Biden, the doctor, are happy to accelerate that for them. With that plan in full motion, what's next? How does all of this impact future relationships, marriages, the family, our country? The current state of family breakdown in America is already at crisis levels, and now we're about to find out how much worse it can get. To paraphrase a gospel truth from the book of Matthew, woe to anyone who causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble. Those are words to ponder.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.